Hello. Come, sit with me for a moment. Let me ask you a question, a very personal one. Have you ever truly stopped to consider everything your eyes have seen? Think about it for a second. The face of your child on the day they were born, so tiny and perfect in your arms. That unforgettable sunset on a family vacation, painting the sky in colors you thought only existed in dreams. The worn, familiar pages of your favorite book, a gateway to other worlds you visited time and time again. Every laugh line, every worried frown, every sparkle of joy in the eyes of the people you love most. Our eyes are the silent keepers of our most cherished memories, the archives of our entire lives. These images are not just pictures. They are the very fabric of who we are. They are the moments that have shaped us, comforted us, and defined our journey. The gentle curve of a loved one's smile, the first snowfall of winter dusting the trees outside your window, the proud look on a parent's face at your graduation. Each one is a treasure, stored safely behind your eyes. They form a deeply personal film that plays in our minds, a collection of priceless scenes that tell our unique story. But as the years gracefully add up, I know there is a quiet, nagging fear that can begin to creep into our thoughts, a worry that we often push aside but that remains just under the surface. It's the fear that this personal film might start to lose its clarity. The worry that the vibrant colors of the world could one day begin to seem muted, as if a veil is slowly being drawn over them. It's the anxiety that the sharp, crisp details of a loved one's face might soften and blur, becoming harder to recall with perfect precision. This fear is universal, a shared human experience that touches so many of us as we navigate the chapters of our lives. It's the fear of losing not just our sight, but the precious connection to the world and the memories that our vision so beautifully preserves. And I want you to know, that fear is something I deeply understand. Today I want to talk to you, not as a doctor listing symptoms or diagnoses, but as a friend sharing a profound secret. This isn't a conversation about inevitable decline or a disease you must simply accept. Instead, I want to talk about defense. We are going to discuss a powerful natural shield you can build for your eyes, a form of protection that comes not from a pharmacy, but from your very own kitchen. It's about empowering you with knowledge that can help you actively participate in the health of your vision for all the years to come. It's about taking control and giving your eyes the support they need to keep capturing life's beautiful moments. Let me tell you a quick story that I hold very close to my heart. It's about my grandfather, a wonderful man named Mario. He was a creature of habit, and his greatest morning ritual was reading the newspaper from front to back while sipping his coffee. One day he looked up at me with a puzzled expression and said, "You know, it seems like they're using weaker ink in the paper these days. The letters are getting faint." But the ink hadn't changed at all. What was slowly, almost imperceptibly changing was his vision. That simple comment from a man I loved so much sparked a lifelong mission for me to understand what was happening inside his eyes. Here's what was going on, and it's something that happens to all of us over time. Inside each of your eyes is an incredibly delicate and precious screen called the retina. It's the part of your eye that captures all the light from the world and transforms it into the images your brain understands. Over the years, exposure to sunlight, the blue light from our phones and computers, and even the simple process of living causes a type of wear and tear. I like to call this process rusting. It's a natural aging process, a slow oxidation, but the key thing I want you to hear today is that it's a process we can actively work to slow down. Now, what if I told you that nature, in its infinite wisdom, has provided us with one of the most potent anti-rust agents imaginable? What if there was a simple, common food that could act as a pair of internal sunglasses, protecting that delicate retina from the inside out, day after day? It sounds almost too good to be true, like something out of a science fiction story. But this isn't fiction. It's a beautiful and powerful biological fact. This protection is accessible to everyone, and it's likely something you've walked past in the grocery store 100 times without realizing its incredible secret power. I'm talking about dark, leafy greens. Specifically, I'm talking about one of the most humble and hardworking vegetables on the planet, kale. I know, you might be thinking, kale? That's it? It can seem almost deceptively simple, but I promise you the science behind this is nothing short of extraordinary. Kale is packed with two remarkable substances with slightly strange names, but you don't need to memorize them. You just need to understand what they do. These substances are called lutein and zeaxanthin, and they are the foundation of the powerful shield we are going to build for your eyes. Think of lutein and zeaxanthin as the personal bodyguards for your retina. They are unique because when you eat them, your body is incredibly intelligent. It knows exactly where they are needed most. It transports these powerful compounds directly to the back of your eye and deposits them in the retinal tissue. Once they arrive, they get to work immediately, standing guard over the precious cells that allow you to see. They are a dedicated security team, and their sole mission is to protect and preserve your connection to the visual world, ensuring your sight remains as strong and clear as possible for as long as possible. These guardians perform two magical, sight-saving tasks. First, they act as a natural filter for harmful, high-energy blue light, the kind that emanates from the sun and our digital screens, which is known to be one of the most taxing types of light for our eyes. They absorb it before it can damage the sensitive cells of your retina. Second, they function as a powerful cleanup crew. They are potent antioxidants, which means they actively seek out and neutralize that rust I mentioned earlier, sweeping away the oxidative stress that contributes to cellular aging. They are, quite literally, protecting the delicate machinery of your vision from the inside. Now, let's dig a little deeper into this idea of rusting because it is at the very heart of what we are trying to prevent. This process, which scientists call oxidative stress, is a fundamental part of life. It's the result of our bodies using oxygen to create energy. Think of it like a car engine burning fuel. The engine gives you power to move, but it also produces exhaust. In our bodies, this exhaust comes in the form of unstable molecules called free radicals. These are the tiny culprits that cause cellular damage, the very rust that can accumulate over time in delicate tissues like your retina, which is one of the most metabolically active parts of your entire body. These free radicals are not just a byproduct of normal living. Their production is accelerated by our modern environment. Exposure to UV light from the sun, the high-energy blue light from our screens, environmental pollutants, and even a diet high in processed foods all increase the load of oxidative stress on our bodies. Your retina, with its constant exposure to light and its high-energy demand, is uniquely vulnerable to this attack. It's a silent microscopic battle being waged every second of every day. And without sufficient antioxidants to neutralize these free radicals, the delicate cells responsible for your vision can become damaged, leading to a slow, gradual decline in their function over many years. This slow accumulation of damage is the primary driver behind one of the most common causes of vision loss in people over 50, a condition known as age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. Statistics show that millions of people are living with this condition, and the numbers are projected to grow significantly in the coming years. This isn't just a number on a page. It represents millions of grandparents who struggle to see the details of their grandchildren's faces, millions of avid readers who can no longer enjoy a book, and millions of individuals whose independence is threatened. It is a condition that quietly steals the center of your world, and it all starts with that microscopic rust. To understand what living with AMD feels like, I want you to try something. Imagine you are looking at a photograph of someone you love. Now, picture a small, blurry smudge right in the middle of their face, a smudge you can't wipe away. As time goes on, that smudge grows larger and darker, obscuring their smile, their eyes, their entire expression. The periphery, the edges of the photo, might still be clear, but the most important part, the center, is lost. This is the reality of macular degeneration. It robs you of your central, high-definition vision, the very vision you use for reading, driving, and recognizing the faces that matter most. But I need you to hear this loud and clear. While age is a factor, this is not an inevitable sentence. This is where our story shifts from problem to empowerment. The presence of that rust is a call to action. It's a signal that your body needs more support, more of that internal cleanup crew. The lutein and zeaxanthin from foods like kale are your first line of defense. They are the reinforcements your eyes are crying out for, arriving on the scene to actively neutralize those damaging free radicals and protect the precious center of your vision from this slow, creeping erosion. It's a battle you can actively choose to fight. Now let's turn our attention to the second major threat of our modern lives, that pervasive blue light. It's not just from the sun anymore. It's pouring out of your smartphone, your tablet, your computer monitor, and your television. We spend more hours staring at these screens than any generation in human history. This high-energy visible light penetrates deep into the eye, all the way to the retina. While our eyes have some natural defenses, they were never designed to handle this kind of constant, close-range bombardment, hour after hour, day after day. This relentless exposure is a new kind of stress that our ancestors never had to face. Think of this constant blue light exposure as a very low-grade invisible sunburn on your retina. You don't feel it burning in the moment the way your skin does at the beach. Instead, the damage is cumulative. Each hour spent scrolling, typing, or watching adds another tiny layer of stress to those delicate light-sensing cells. Over a lifetime, this accumulated stress can contribute to eye strain, fatigue, and, more seriously, it can accelerate that same oxidative rusting process that we know is linked to conditions like macular degeneration. We are, in essence, aging our eyes faster simply by living in our digitally connected world. You've likely felt the immediate effects yourself without even realizing the deeper implications. That feeling of tired, gritty, or strained eyes after a long day of work on the computer. The headaches that seem to come from nowhere when you've been on your phone for too long. These are not just signs of fatigue. They are your body's warning signals. They are the early alarms telling you that your eyes are working overtime to cope with an unnatural level of high-energy light. And while we can't simply eliminate screens from our lives, we absolutely can and must fortify our eyes from within. This is where the internal sunglasses metaphor becomes a scientific reality. Lutein and zeaxanthin are yellow pigments. When you eat them, your body intelligently deposits them in a specific part of your retina, called the macula, the area most responsible for sharp, detailed vision. They literally form a layer of yellow pigment in front of your photoreceptor cells. This yellow layer functions exactly like a pair of high-quality, blue-blocking glasses. It absorbs a significant portion of that harmful blue light before it can ever reach and damage the sensitive cells beneath, providing a powerful, natural, and built-in layer of protection. So while the modern world presents a unique challenge to our vision, nature has provided a perfectly elegant solution. We don't have to choose between staying connected and protecting our eyes. By making these pigment-rich foods a regular part of our diet, we are actively building and thickening that protective shield. Every meal that includes dark leafy greens is another deposit into your vision's defense fund, making your internal sunglasses stronger, darker, and more effective at filtering out the daily barrage of light that can cause so much long-term harm. You are taking back control in a very powerful way. And while kale is a true superstar in this story, I want you to know that it doesn't fight this battle alone. It is the captain of a whole team of nutritional heroes. Think of spinach, which is just as rich in these protective compounds and wonderfully versatile, or collard greens, a staple in many comforting dishes, which are also packed with these vision-saving nutrients. Swiss chard, with its beautiful, colorful stems, is another fantastic member of the team. The key is the color. That deep, vibrant green is a visual signal that the plant is rich in the very pigments your eyes are craving. Variety is not just the spice of life, it's a strategy for better health. By rotating through these different greens, you not only keep your meals interesting, but you also provide your body with a wider spectrum of supporting nutrients that work together. Spinach in a morning smoothie, a kale salad for lunch, sautéed Swiss chard with dinner. These small, simple additions create a constant supply of lutein and zeaxanthin, ensuring your retinal bodyguards are always well stocked and ready to defend against both the rust and the harmful light that threaten your precious sight. Now, let me share another wonderful secret from nature's pantry. It's a food that might surprise you, but it is an absolute powerhouse for eye health: the humble egg yolk. The beautiful golden color of a healthy egg yolk comes from, you guessed it, lutein and zeaxanthin. What makes eggs so special is that these pigments are packaged with fats. This is incredibly important because lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, meaning your body needs fat to absorb them properly. So when you eat an egg, you are consuming not only the protectors but also the very vehicle needed to transport them efficiently into your bloodstream. This makes the combination of greens and eggs a true dynamic duo for your vision. Imagine a delicious spinach and mushroom omelet for breakfast. You are getting a double dose of those essential eye nutrients in a form that your body can absorb with remarkable efficiency. This isn't about complicated diets or restrictive rules. It's about intelligent, delicious combinations. It's about understanding how certain foods work together in harmony to provide a level of protection far greater than the sum of their parts, making it easier than ever to nourish your eyes. And the team of protectors doesn't stop there. Nature gives us clues in the colors of our food. Look for other vibrant vegetables. Bright yellow corn and orange bell peppers are also excellent sources of these amazing compounds. Even broccoli and peas, with their pleasant green hue, contribute to your daily intake. Think of it as painting a rainbow on your plate. The more natural, vibrant colors you include in your meals, the wider the array of protective phytonutrients you are giving your body, creating a comprehensive defense system that supports not just your eyes, but your overall health and vitality. This approach transforms the act of eating from a simple necessity into a conscious act of self-preservation. It's about seeing your grocery cart not just as a collection of meal ingredients, but as an arsenal of protective tools. Every colorful fruit and vegetable you choose is another brick in the wall you are building around your vision. It's a proactive stance, a declaration that you are not a passive bystander in your own aging process, but an active participant dedicated to preserving the quality of your life for every year to come. Perhaps you're sitting there thinking, "This all sounds wonderful, doctor, but I'm getting older. Is it too late for me to make a difference?" I want to answer that with a resounding and heartfelt no. It is never, ever too late to start. Your body has a remarkable and constant desire to protect and repair itself. While we cannot reverse damage that has already been done, we can absolutely take powerful steps to slow down future decline and protect the healthy cells you still have. Starting today is infinitely better than not starting at all. Think of it this way. If you knew a storm was coming, would you wait until it passed to fix a hole in your roof? Of course not. You would patch it immediately to prevent further damage. It's the exact same principle with your eyes. By increasing your intake of lutein and zeaxanthin now, you are patching the roof. You are giving your retina the resources it needs to better withstand the daily storms of oxidative stress and blue light exposure, preserving its function and resilience for the future, regardless of your current age. A common question I get is, how much do I really need to eat? The wonderful news is that you don't need to consume mountains of these foods to see a benefit. The goal is consistency, not sheer volume. Aiming for at least one serving of a dark leafy green each day is a fantastic and achievable goal. That could be a cup of raw spinach in a smoothie or a half cup of cooked kale with your dinner. A few eggs per week adds another powerful boost. It's about making these foods a regular, non-negotiable part of your life, like brushing your teeth. You might also be wondering about supplements. While lutein and zeaxanthin supplements are available, I am a firm believer in a food-first approach. When you eat kale or an egg, you're not just getting those two compounds in isolation. You are getting a complex symphony of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other phytonutrients that all work together in ways we are still just beginning to understand. Food provides a holistic, synergistic form of nourishment that a single pill simply cannot replicate. The whole is truly greater than the sum of its parts when it comes to nutrition. Let's go back to that brick wall analogy for a moment. Every healthy, colorful meal you eat is another brick you are laying. The first few bricks might not look like much, but day after day, week after week, you are building a formidable fortress. This wall becomes your primary defense, a strong barrier that protects the delicate castle of your vision. It's a process that requires patience and consistency, but the result is a structure of resilience and strength that will serve you for the rest of your life, a true legacy of self-care. And please, never lose sight of the why behind all of this. This isn't just about cellular health or antioxidant capacity. This is about life's most precious moments. It's about maintaining the ability to see the twinkle in your partner's eye from across the room. It's about the joy of being able to read a bedtime story to a grandchild, pointing out the pictures on each page. It's about the simple, profound pleasure of watching a bird build its nest outside your window. This is what we are fighting to protect. To truly appreciate what these nutrients are doing, let's zoom in on the anatomy of your eye for a second. The retina, as we've discussed, is the screen at the back. But in the very center of that screen is a tiny specialized area called the macula. It's only about the size of the head of a pin, but it is responsible for all of your sharp, straight-ahead, detailed vision. It's the part of your eye that does the heavy lifting, allowing you to see faces, read print, and perceive the rich texture of the world. It is, without a doubt, the most precious real estate in your entire body. Now, here is the most beautiful part of this entire story. Nature, in its infinite wisdom, has designed your body to send lutein and zeaxanthin on a priority mission directly to this exact spot. When you consume these pigments, they cross the blood-retina barrier and accumulate specifically in the macula. They are not deposited randomly throughout the eye. They are sent precisely where they are needed most, to the area most vulnerable to blue light and oxidative damage. This is a perfect example of your body's incredible innate intelligence, working to protect its most critical functions. Scientific studies have shown a direct correlation between the density of this macular pigment and the risk of developing AMD. In simple terms, the more lutein and zeaxanthin you have concentrated in your macula, the thicker and more effective your internal sunglasses become. People with a high macular pigment optical density have a significantly lower risk of vision loss from this condition. You can literally measure the thickness of this protective shield, and more importantly, you can actively thicken it through your diet. It is a tangible, measurable form of protection that you build one bite at a time. Conversely, a thin layer of macular pigment leaves those critical photoreceptor cells dangerously exposed. It's like trying to face the bright desert sun with only a thin, flimsy veil for protection. The harmful light rays pass through more easily, and the rust of oxidative stress accumulates more quickly. This is why building and maintaining a dense layer of this protective pigment throughout your life is one of the single most powerful proactive steps you can take for the long-term health of your vision. You are directly reinforcing your eye's natural defense system. This knowledge shifts the entire paradigm from fear to control. You are no longer just a victim of the aging process, helplessly watching as your vision fades. You are the architect of your own ocular health. You are the one who decides how strong that protective wall will be, how thick that internal shield is. Every time you choose a salad over fries or add a handful of spinach to your soup, you are making a conscious, powerful choice to invest in a future filled with clear, vibrant sight. That is an incredibly empowering position to be in. The journey to protecting your vision is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It's not about a fad diet or a 30-day challenge. It's about adopting small, sustainable habits that become a seamless part of your daily rhythm. It's about falling in love with foods that love you back. Think of it as a lifelong partnership between you and your body, a collaboration aimed at preserving the incredible gift of sight. This consistency is where the true magic lies, as small daily efforts compound over time into a powerful shield of protection. I often think about my grandfather, Mario, and his fading newspaper. I wish I had known then what I know now. I wish I could have shared this with him, made him a green smoothie every morning, or cooked him an omelet with fresh spinach from the garden. While I can't go back and change his story, I can share this knowledge with you so that you can change yours. So you can have the best possible chance of reading your own newspaper, books, and emails with clarity and ease for many, many more years. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment and picture your future. See yourself 10, 20, even 30 years from now. Picture yourself easily recognizing a friend from across the street. Imagine reading a new novel from your favorite author without struggling with the words. See yourself confidently driving to visit family, enjoying the scenery along the way. These are not small things. They are the cornerstones of a joyful, independent, and engaged life. And the simple choices you make in your kitchen today are directly linked to that beautiful vision of tomorrow. We have explored the what and the why. We understand the threats of rust and blue light. And we've identified our heroic guardians, lutein and zeaxanthin. We know where to find them and why they are so critical for protecting that precious spot in the center of our vision. The foundation of our knowledge is now strong. So the next logical question is the most exciting one. How do we make this journey practical, delicious, and effortless? How do we seamlessly weave these sight-saving habits into the fabric of our everyday lives? Let's start with the simplest, most powerful change you can make, something you can do tomorrow morning. Begin your day with a green smoothie. It sounds almost too simple to be effective, but it is a game changer. Blend a large handful of fresh spinach or kale with a sweet fruit like a banana or some mango, and a liquid like water or almond milk. In less than 2 minutes, you have created a delicious, vibrant drink that floods your body with those guardian nutrients. You are, quite literally, drinking your internal sunglasses before you even walk out the door, setting up your defense for the entire day ahead. For lunch or dinner, the possibilities are just as easy and delicious. Think about a beautiful, rich salad, not as a side dish, but as the main event, packed with a variety of dark greens. Or consider gently sautéing some Swiss chard or kale with a little garlic and olive oil. The healthy fat from the oil is not just for flavor. It actually helps your body absorb the lutein and zeaxanthin more effectively. You are not just eating a meal. You are creating a perfect synergy on your plate, where every ingredient works together to build a stronger shield for your precious vision. I know life is busy, and sometimes a complicated meal just isn't an option. That's perfectly fine. Protection doesn't have to be complex. Keep a bag of frozen, chopped spinach in your freezer. You can toss a handful into almost anything you're cooking. A pasta sauce, a soup, a stew, or even when you're scrambling eggs. It will wilt down and blend right in, adding a quiet but powerful boost of nutrients without changing the flavor. This is about making smart, effortless additions that fit into your real life, ensuring consistency, even on your most hectic days. Remember, while our leafy greens are the captains of the team, a well-rounded diet creates the strongest possible army. Think about adding sources of omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon or walnuts, which help support the structure of your retinal cells. Include foods rich in vitamin C, such as oranges and bell peppers, and vitamin E from sources like almonds and sunflower seeds. These nutrients work together, each playing a unique role in fighting oxidative stress and supporting the overall health of your eyes. You are building a comprehensive nutritional fortress, not just a single wall. You can start this journey today, right now in fact. The next time you make a grocery list, add kale or spinach to the very top. When you prepare your next meal, consciously decide to include a serving of something green. This isn't a decision you are making for a future abstract version of yourself. You are doing it for the person you will be tomorrow morning, next year, and a decade from now. Every single choice is a deposit into your health account, an investment in a future where your world remains bright, clear, and full of detail. I want you to start listening to your eyes in a new way. When they feel tired and strained after a long day on the computer, don't just dismiss it as fatigue. Hear it as a request. It's your body sending you a gentle but clear signal. I need more support. I need more of those protective nutrients. These signs are not a nuisance. They are a form of communication, a quiet plea for the building blocks needed to repair and defend. Don't ignore these vital signals. Answer them with nourishment. This mission is what drives me, what began all those years ago in my grandfather's kitchen. I see his face, hear his voice worrying about the fading ink, and I am reminded of the immense power we hold in our hands. The power of knowledge, the power of choice, and the power of a simple, humble leaf. I couldn't change his story, but you have the incredible opportunity to write your own, to become the guardian of your vision, and honor the gift of sight with every colorful meal you enjoy. Look around you right now. Look at the lines on your own hands. Look at a photograph on your wall. Look out the window at the intricate pattern of leaves on a tree. These are the details that make up the beautiful tapestry of your life, the small miracles we so often take for granted. We are not just fighting to prevent a medical condition. We are fighting to preserve the very texture of our existence, to ensure we can continue to drink in the world with wonder and clarity for all of our days. Your future truly depends on the small, consistent choices you make right now. This is not meant to create pressure, but to inspire a sense of profound empowerment. You are the one in the driver's seat. You hold the power to nourish, to protect, and to preserve. The choice to add a handful of greens to your plate is a quiet declaration that you value your health, that you cherish your memories, and that you are an active participant in your own story of aging with grace, strength, and vitality. So please, take this message to heart. See your food not just as fuel, but as medicine, as protection, as a daily act of love for yourself. Every vibrant meal is a promise you make to your future self, a promise to keep the world in focus. Cherish the incredible gift of your sight, for it is the keeper of your most beautiful stories. Go forward and fill your plate with life, with color, and with hope. Take care of your eyes,